I would say I'm fairly optimistic about the future. I still have ultimate hope in the American people.
Jimmy Carter's longevity cemented his spot in history. He held the title of longest living U.S. president.
How would you like the world to remember you?
I'd like for them to remember me as a man of peace.
But perhaps most central to his legacy was his tireless championing of human rights after leaving the White House.
America must always stand for these basic human rights at home and abroad. That is both our history and our destiny.
His decades of work earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002.
We can choose to alleviate suffering. We can choose to work together for peace.
But before he became one of America's most distinguished humanitarians,
We can make these changes, and we must.
or the leader of the free world,
And we will fight our wars against poverty, ignorance, and injustice.
James Earl Carter Jr. was a Navy lieutenant from the small town of Plains, Georgia.
Even here in Plains with 635 people, there's a way to still express what I am.
And in 1946, he married his wife Rosalind, a moment he called the pinnacle of his life.
When I first had a date with her, the next morning I told my mother that was the girl I wanted to marry.
What's your secret?
Well, first of all, we love each other.
Support has helped me, for the last 69 years since we've been married in everything I've ever tried.
With his wife by his side, Carter rebuilt his family's peanut business before launching his political career.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Previously a one-term Georgia governor, the No Frills Outsider campaigned on a platform of honesty in the wake of the Watergate scandal.
I would not tell a lie. I would not mislead the American people.
Defeating President Gerald Ford in 1976.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear. Let us create together a new national spirit of unity and trust.
During his single term in the White House, Carter improved relations with China and brokered a peace treaty between Israel and Egypt.
A framework for peace in the Middle East.
But he struggled to combat rising inflation, high unemployment, and the effects of an energy crisis.
It is a crisis of confidence that strikes at the very heart and soul and spirit of our national will.
The Iran hostage crisis marked the final quarter of his term before he lost his re-election bid to Ronald Reagan in 1980.
A lot of critics of yours when you were president say that you've been a fantastic ex-president. You hear that all the time.
I don't mind that.
His time in the White House proved to be a stepping stone for his life of public service. In 1982, he and Rosalind founded the Carter Center.
The Carter Center, where Rosa and I devote our life now, is designed specifically to promote peace among the poorest and most isolated, neglected, forgotten, suffering people on earth.
We hope and expect that within a year or two there will be no more guinea worm anywhere. We have transformed the lives of, I would say, millions of people, primarily in the poorest and most destitute and forgotten communities in the world.
And Carter has been a leading force supporting Habitat for Humanity, helping build over 4,000 homes across the world with his former First Lady.
We hope it'll go like this all over the world. We're now building one home each day for poor people in need.
It's been one of the most gratifying and challenging and difficult things we've ever done, physically speaking.
Also on his lengthy post-White House resume, author, professor, Sunday school teacher, and as he told ET back in 2016, artist.
Well, I've been painting since I was in the Navy. I don't sell any paintings. I give my painting to the Carter Center one every year.
Carter also survived numerous health scares, beating brain cancer in 2015.
I was prepared to go, but things turned out for the better.
And just one day after suffering the first of several falls in 2019, he was back to building homes.
We haven't missed a Habitat project in 36 years, so I didn't want to miss this one. I would say that our years after being in the White House have been more gratifying and more fulfilling even than being in the White House. I've sought to carve out for myself a productive and, I hope, useful and certainly a gratifying life. I've been very lucky.